Hello and welcome to Sports Buzz with me, Deepika, your daily half-an-hour window that brings you all the latest news and updates from different sporting arenas. In the next half-an-hour, we're going to bring you all the latest that you need to know on the India versus Australia T20I match series. We will also let you know the latest update from Davis Cup and how Djokovic is leading from the front and a lot more. Let's quickly begin with top headlines of the hour. India defeat Australia in first game of the ongoing 5-match T20I series in Visakhapatnam. Second match to be played on the 26th of November. Angel Di Maria announces retirement plans, 35 years old to retire following next year's Copa America. And Novak Djokovic guides Serbia into Saturday's Davis Cup semi-final in Malaga. Britain loses quarter-final clash by 2-0 to Serbia. Those were the top headlines of the hour, and now let's get you all the latest from the world of cricket. Well, India beat Australia by 2 wickets in first T20 international of 5-match series in southern Indian city of Visakhapatnam on Thursday. Now, after winning the toss, India opted to bowl first, though an explosive century by Josh Inglis and a 130-run partnership with Steve Smith powered Australia to 208 for 3 wickets. Now, chasing the target, Indian skipper Suryakumar Yadav scored 80 of 42 balls, while Ishan Kishan made 58 of 39 balls. Towards the end, Rinku Singh scored 22 not out of 14 balls and delivered the finishing touches with a 6 to take India home a victory with them. The second match of the series will take place on Sunday, the 26th of November. And now to discuss more on this, I am joined by sports correspondent Narayan Singh from Newsroom. Narayan, a very good evening to you. Thank you so much for joining us here on Sports Buzz. Now, after the World Cup encounter between India and Australia, the final and very heart-breaking encounter, this encounter between India and Australia, this series comes very sooner. Although there were news and updates that many journalists were not able to attend because of the heartbreak that everyone faced during that World Cup, but yesterday's knock from Suryakumar Yadav tells a different story altogether. What do you have to say, Narayan, on this?
Good evening, Deepika. If we talk about sports, the wins and the losses are the parts and parcel of the game. As our PM Modi also says that in sports there are no losers, there are only winners and learners. And it happens in sports that one match only one team can win. And the way India played in the World Cup 10 match, they won on trot and blip in the final match. It could happen with any team. India was the best team of the tournament, but it was an off day in the office, and it was definitely a disappointment for the fans, not only in India or across the world, because not only Indian fans, the fans outside India, the foreigner fans are all also supporting Team India. But we have to move on from that thing, and the way the team led by the Suryakumar Yadav performed in a positive way, it's we can say appreciable. And at one point of time, the way Australian batted, they scored more than 200 runs, and this kind of chase is always a tough in T20 cricket, because 200 on any surface is a good we can say good target for any team. And the kind of response Indian team gave, we can say the kudos to them, because after the disappointment of the World Cup final, they are playing here, and the kind of cricket they showed is highly commendable, because at one point of time, while chasing the target of 209, they lose 2 early wickets. But after that, the kind of cricket Suryakumar Yadav played is exceptional. He thrashed the Australian bowlers all the parts of the ground, and also the kind of shots he played, that this shows that why he is the best batsman in this format. The kind of cricket he played in the T20, we can say that he is the best in the format.
And also, when we talk about this T20 International Series, it is now a build-up to the upcoming T20 World Cup also. And we would remember the fact that before the ODI World Cup, we saw many combinations, we saw many changes in different events and different tournaments to make a very good World Cup team. Do you think the team is now preparing and taking this as a benchmark towards the World Cup?
Definitely, if you take a look at the T20 World Cup, it will take place after over 6 months from now, and it's a preparatory ground for that coveted title, because we can say that the way the players are also getting a chance, and they also have to show their case, because by performing here there are young players like Yashasvi Jaiswal, and the kind of player Tilak Verma is there, Rinku Singh is there. All are the, we can say that, the future of the Indian cricket, and the way they are batting, the fearless kind of batting they have displayed in the yesterday's match also, we can say that India is always a favorite in any tournament, but we have to take also lessons from the previous matches, previous we can say final matches. So it's also a learning curve. It's not only about this tournament, but in the coming matches also, in the coming tournament also, it's a process to find out the best combination for any mega tournament. For the World Cup also, for the 50-over World Cup also, the BCCI has done the same thing. It was a long process. In 2021, they appointed a coach like Rahul Dravid, then they bought Rohit Sharma as a captain, and in that period they just experiment with the multiple players, and finally they pinned down to the 15 players, and they played a fantastic cricket in the World Cup, and they won 10 matches on the top. If you take a look at the whole tournament, they were the most dominating team of that tournament. And here again, the process is there. We have many fantastic players in the T20 format also, and the kind of cricket yesterday they played, they showed that the mental toughness of our players after India losing the final of the World Cup 4 days back. Again, they are coming here and playing chasing a target of 209 and winning that target after Josh English making a fantastic century. So kudos to them, the kind of cricket that they played, and hopefully within the next 4-5 months we will just pin down to 15-16 players who can be there for the next year's T20 World Cup.
Indeed, and talking about Josh Inglis and his century over here, his superb knock yesterday. Now it seems like Australia, they are very well versed with the Indian conditions, because they face Team India at different occasions. They face the other teams also in the round robin format during the World Cup, and now they are perfectly versed with the Indian ground conditions, isn't it, Narayan?
True. If you take a look, the Australian players, we know that they are the great cricketers, and although if you take a look, their team, most of the Australian players are playing in the IPL. If you take a look at the Delhi Capitals, for any team, they have the Australian players. So already they are well versed with the Indian condition, and before this World Cup also, they were in India to play a series against India. So they are well versed, and actually it also helps India when we play against a strong opponent. It also helps the Team India also, and we saw it was clearly visible in yesterday's match also, because the kind of cricket Surya Kumar Yadav, not only he played a 360-degree game, but also the kind of sixes he hit in the mid-on and mid-off. It not only requires a skill and talent, but requires a lot of power. So this helps our cricketer also to groom themselves and to play such sort of cricket.
Right, indeed. Thank you so much, Narayan, for joining us and bringing us a very rounded perspective on this very important T20I 5-match series. India has already won the first match. Let's see how India fares up across different 4 matches now against Australia. Moving on in sports pass, Indian pacer Mohammad Shami lauded Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi for consoling Team India and meeting them after their loss to Australia at the finals on Cricket World Cup. Shami said that such gestures are important after a defeat. He also said that when Prime Minister encourages you after that, it gives you confidence, because your morale is already down and it is something really different. Staying on cricket, India women's cricket team skipper Harmanpreet Kaur said lack of red ball matches have left the team with a challenge to prepare themselves in a short period of time for the upcoming Test series against England and Australia. She also said that there was excitement about the upcoming tests, but at the same time, the side faced the challenge of having not played any red ball cricket in recent times. Harmanpreet also said, and I quote here, the Test series is something which we are really looking forward to, because I have not played in front of a home crowd since featuring against South Africa, so I'm really excited about that, unquote. Now, England's tour of India is slated to begin on the 6th of December with a 3-game T20 international series. They will feature in a one-off 4-day test from the 14th till the 17th of December in Navi Mumbai. Australia will tour next, beginning with a 4-day test at the Wankhede Stadium from the 21st till the 24th of December. This will be followed by an ODI and T20I series between the two sides. England all-rounder Ben Stokes will miss the 2024 edition of the Indian Premier League. Stokes needs to manage his workload and fitness to play the upcoming 5-test series against India and then the ICC T20 World Cup in June 2024. Well, Stokes is part of the Super Kings team, but in the last edition, he played only 2 matches, scoring 15 runs with the best score of 8 runs. He could not get any wickets. The all-rounder missed the majority of the season due to fitness issues as well. Well, franchisee Chennai Super Kings, they issued a statement and said England Test captain all-rounder Ben Stokes has made himself available for IPL 2024 to manage his workload and fitness. Well, Stokes recently participated in the ODI World Cup and played 6 matches in the tournament, scoring 304 runs at an average of 50.66 with 1 century and 2 half-centuries. His best score at the tournament was 108. Though his side finished 7th in the tournament and failed to defend the title, they secured a spot, however, in the ICC Champions Trophy to be held in 2025 in Pakistan. Afghanistan T20 captain Rashid Khan has undergone a successful back surgery. The star all-rounder shared this news with his fans. Posting a photo from his hospital bed on social media, he said, and I quote him here, "Thank you everyone for your well wishes. The surgery went well, now on the road to recovery. Can't wait to be on the field back," unquote. Well, Rashid had put up a good show in the recently concluded World Cup, playing a crucial role in Afghanistan's victories against England, Sri Lanka and Pakistan. However, due to injury, he did not play the final league match against Australia in the mega tournament. England has called up Matthew Potts for its one-day international series against the West Indies after seamer Josh Tongue was ruled out due to an injury. Joe Butler's team will play 350-over matches in the Caribbean next month, followed by 5 T20 internationals. Tongue had continued his impressive breakthrough year on the international stage with the maiden white ball call-up when the squads were announced earlier this month, but he did pick up an injury while on a training camp in the United Arab Emirates with the England Lions second-tier team. Potts has made 3 ODI appearances, featuring in the series against Ireland in September. The ODI series begins in Antigua on the 3rd of December. Moving on to soccer now, Argentina forward Angel Di Maria will retire from international football following next year's Copa America, the 35-year-old said after representing his country for 15 years. Di Maria has made 136 appearances for world champions Argentina since his debut in 2008. Playing in 4 World Cups and scoring in the 2022 finals victory over France. He will take part in his 6th Copa America at the 20th of June event that will go on till the 14th of July in the United States, where Argentina will bid to successfully defend their continental title. Di Maria rejoined Portuguese champions Benfica this year, the club he played for between 2007 and 2010 when he first arrived in Europe. The winger also played for Real Madrid, Paris Saint-Germain, Juventus and Manchester United. Staying on soccer, Brazil striker Rodrigo said he had received racist messages on social media accounts following an argument with Argentina captain Lionel Messi before the team's World Cup qualifier. Brazil's 1-0 loss to Argentina in Rio de Janeiro was marred by violence after clashes between police and visiting fans at the Maracanã Stadium caused the match to be delayed by half an hour. Messi, who accused local police of brutality, was seen interacting with Brazil captain Marquinhos and exchanging heated arguments with Rodrigo, who said that he had received many messages with emojis of monkeys and bananas. Moving on, Everton's players will not let a 10-point deduction by the Premier League affect their performances, striker Dominic Calvert-Lewin confirmed. Everton became the first Premier League club to be deducted points for breaching financial sustainability rules last week. An independent commission imposed an immediate deduction that saw the Merseyside outfit drop to second from bottom from the 14th position. The club's director of football, Kevin Thelwell, said that Everton will use the deduction as additional fuel in the remainder of their campaign. Everton, who narrowly avoided relegation in the last 2 seasons, have 4 victories and a draw from their last 7 league games. And now it's time to take a short break. We'll be right back.
A platform for the developing world, amplifying the voice of the global south with a focus on the growing economies, resolving the conflicts, showcasing the culture, tradition, heritage and diversity. Watch Voice of the Global South at these times on DD India.
Welcome back after that short break to Sports Fast. Continuing with all the sporting action, let's get you an update from the world of badminton now. Well, India's top-ranked men's doubles pair of Satvik Sairaj Ranki Reddy and Chirag Shetty, along with singles player HS Pranoy, progressed to the quarter-final round of the China Masters. Asian Games gold medalists Satvik Sairaj and Chirag Shetty defeated Japan's Akira Koga and Tayachi Saito by 21-15, 21-16 in 46 minutes. In the quarterfinals round, the Indian duo will now face Indonesia's Leo Rolikonendo and Daniel Martin. Asian Games bronze medalist HS Pranoy also made it to the quarterfinals round with a straight games victory. He beat Denmark's Magnus Johannesson by 21-12, 21-18 in 40 minutes. Pranoy next takes on Japan's Kodai Naroka. From badminton courts, now let's move on to tennis courts. Well, Novak Djokovic became outright the most successful Serbian player in the history of the Davis Cup as he took his nation to the semi-finals for second time in 3 years with his 21st straight singles victory. The top-ranked Djokovic beat Cameron Norrie by 6-4, 6-4 to give Serbia a 2-0 victory over Great Britain and also set up a last 4 encounter with Jannik Sinner's Italy on Saturday in the top team event in men's tennis. Now, it was a record 44th Davis Cup match victory overall for Djokovic, moving him 1 ahead of Nenad Zimonjic. Djokovic now has 40 singles victory for his country. Further to this, world number 1 Djokovic also accused the British fans of disrespecting during Serbia's Davis Cup quarter-final victory in Malaga. The 24-time Grand Slam winner said some fans had tried to annoy him during his straight sets victory over Cameron Norrie and snapped at them when they drummed loudly during his post-match interview, telling them to shut up. Moving on in Sports Pass, now let's get you an update from Olympics. Team Great Britain's chef du mission for the 2024 Paris Olympics, Mark England, expressed no security doubts for the Summer Games, while he and the team GB triathletes have every confidence that the River Seine water quality will be safe to compete. England stressed that they have a comprehensive security template and work with security advisors, so there is no need to go over and above what they always do at every Olympic Games.
First of all, we have a very comprehensive security template that we take to every Games, and this Games is no different, and we're not doing anything additional. So, we have our own security advisors, and they will be with us at the Games. But certainly, rest assured, we're not doing anything in particular or anything special over and above what we always do at every Olympic Games. The safety of our delegation is our #1 priority.
England, along with Team GB, Great Britain, triathletes Alexei and Beth Potter, as well as Britain's triathlon performance director Mike Cavendish, quelled fears on water pollution concerns, saying that they did not have any personal concerns going into the Games. Now, World Triathlon has stated that the Science water is tested multiple times per day, and if water quality does not meet their requirements and that of the public health authorities, the race would be shifted to a duathlon format. In the test event, it became a duathlon for the mixed relay. But for the individual, we had no concerns there. And like all these things, there's every confidence we have in the organising committee to do the best that they can possibly do for the athletes. And I'm pretty confident that it will be a full triathlon next year. Now, South Africa's former Paralympic star Oscar Pistorius has been granted parole effectively from the 5th of January next year. Pistorius was jailed in 2014 for killing his girlfriend Reva Steenkamp. Known as the Blade Runner for his carbon fiber prosthetic legs, Pistorius went from a public hero as a Paralympic champion to a convicted killer. He shot and killed Steenkamp on Valentine's Day back in the year 2013. He was initially jailed for 5 years in 2014 for culpable homicide by a high court, but the Supreme Court of Appeal in late 2015 found him guilty of murder. He was sent back to jail for 6 years in 2016. In 2017, the Supreme Court more than doubled his sentence to 13 years and 5 months, saying the 6-year jail term was shockingly lenient. Moving on to F1 tracks now, 7 times world champion Lewis Hamilton has denied Red Bull Formula One boss Christian Horner's claim that a representative of Lewis approached him about a drive before the Briton signed a new contract with Mercedes. Horner said there had been several conversations over the years about Hamilton joining the team, who are currently dominant with triple world champion Max Verstappen. Hamilton told that nobody from his management had spoken to Horner. He said Horner had messaged him on an old phone he had left at home. Hamilton further said that he would be more than happy to race Verstappen in an equal car, and any driver would love to drive for such a great group of people, but it was not his personal dream. Mercedes won 8 constructors' titles in a row from 2014 till 2021, but are fighting Ferrari to be the best of the rest in this season. Verstappen has won 18 out of 21 races so far, and Red Bull all but 1 so far. And with this, it's now time to wrap up this edition of Sports Buzz, but news and updates will continue here on DD India. For all the latest around the week from the world of sports, you can tune into Sports 360 Degree on weekends and Sports Buzz on weekdays. Thank you so much for joining us right now. Namaskar.